But there is one sports opinion that is just bad, and you can't have it. Even I, not an old grumpy gatekeeper, I will not accept it, which is, Justin Herbert's never won a playoff game. He is overrated. Not acceptable. So PFF ranked all 32 offensive supporting casts for the quarterback, the O-line, the running back, the tight end, the wide receiver. Now, at the top, I think we'd all agree, Rams and Colts and Bears and Bills and Lions and Seahawks. But look at the bottom 5. Awful teams, awful, except the Chargers, who are not only not awful, they're 11-4. Oh, I forgot. Justin Herbert's never won a playoff game. It took Matt Stafford 13 years to win a playoff game. I think he's pretty good. Took Peyton Manning 6. I also think he's pretty good. Justin Herbert this year has been sacked 49 times. He has been hit 121. There's nobody close to that. He has a broken hand. His leading rusher has 3 touchdowns. It's the 32nd ranked offensive line. And they're 11-4. Oh, yeah, but he did lead a playoff game, and his coach, a disaster, gagged away the second half. So as 20 and 25 is coming to a close, you can have any sports opinion you want. Don't listen to the critics and the gatekeepers. The fun of sports and politics is debating. There's nothing better to debate than sports and politics. Say what you want, have fun. But you can't say Justin Herbert's overrated after this year. If you want, Jim Harbaugh is pretty intense. Jim Harbaugh becomes a stand-up comic. I mean, the guy literally can't wipe the smile off his face every time he gets asked about what Justin Herbert's doing this year. 32nd ranked offensive line, backups to backups, 11-4. Broken hand. Leading rusher has 635 yards and 3 touchdowns. 11-4. He's gotten the you-know-what kicked out of him every Sunday. I mean, last week he didn't get sacked. I mean, it must have felt like a weird out-of-body experience. He didn't take a helmet to the throat last week. Can't have that sports opinion.
Yep. You all know I agree. I've been talking about this literally every single week to my San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers fan base. I go hard for it. I'll be making another video, I believe. I think it'll be posting Saturday, or I might just wait until after the Texans game to kind of go through the updated stats of what Herbert has been able to accomplish and compare it to other quarterbacks and quarterbacks of the past who have, let's just say, failed under similar circumstances. This is why I fight against the idea that Matthew Stafford is just this. Well, of course, he's the MVP. He's the MVP because he doesn't need to be the MVP. Matthew Stafford is an elite quarterback, truly an elite quarterback. He is doing essentially nothing different than what Brock Purdy did in 22 and 23 with the 49ers. The very same thing that everyone said, that's why he's not the MVP, that they used it against him. And that is the year that Matthew Stafford is having right now. Compare that to Justin Herbert, what this man has to deal with and where he has his team. It's not even remotely close. This is all I keep trying to bang on that drum and to keep saying again and again and again. The problem is that people try to gatekeep that conversation and twist it to be like you're just a Stafford hater. And it's like, no, I specifically use Stafford as such a big emphasis because I genuinely, at the bottom of my heart, think he is a spectacular player. And I absolutely, positively love to watch him play. It's a bummer that he's near the end of his career, and it's a bummer to me that he wasted, not him personally, but he was wasted for like 12 plus years in Detroit. Like, that is a bummer to me. We were robbed of greatness, and we should hold franchises accountable for it. Like, we needed to hold the Chargers fan base, not the fan base, the franchise accountable for ruining the beginning of Justin Herbert's career and potential, like they're doing in Cincinnati with the Bengals, with Joe Burrow. And so but multiple things can be true. I could believe that Justin Herbert or that Justin Herbert is not being as supported compared to, say, a Matthew Stafford. And it is undeniably way more impressive what Justin Herbert is doing. Undeniably. Undeniably, undeniably, undeniably. And that's why my two MVPs really at this point in time are Justin Herbert and Josh Allen. That's who I have as my top two MVPs. I earlier in the season I made some arguments for Drake May and whatnot. And really I was very frontward facing about Justin, about Josh Allen. And now it's really a toss-up. It's really a toss-up. Although Josh Allen might have slightly more offensive support from compared to Justin Herbert, the defenses aren't even remotely comparable. You know, like what Josh Allen has had to do to be able to win some of these games is pretty insane. Whereas Justin Herbert is definitely getting a lot more defensive support, but obviously, you know, the O-line getting pressured nonstop. Like I think they both don't have great offensive weapons yet. Josh Allen has Cook, that's it. And although technically Josh Allen has a good old line, he's still getting beat up as well. And Matthew Stafford is literally more protected than that. So like that's where the conversation starts to kind of get a bit messy. You know, especially when we're talking about just supporting cast, you know, when you're factoring in offense, defense, coaching, et cetera, et cetera. But right now I'm on the record saying that if Josh Allen or Justin Herbert get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, let's just make it very clean, win the Super Bowl, it will be without a doubt the biggest quarterback accomplishment that I've ever seen. Bigger than anything Tom Brady has done, bigger than anything Mahomes has done. Just use every single last Super Bowl winner. Manning, Jalen, Russ. Like, just go down the list. It will be the biggest carry job we have ever seen. It will be way more impressive to me than anything Mahomes has done throughout the course of his career. 1,000%. Undeniably. Undeniably. And that's why just even having the levels of success that Justin Herbert is having right now deserves an insane amount of praise. That's what I keep trying. That's what I've been trying to emphasize throughout the whole course of this season, which is why I would rip Nick when he would try to de-emphasize what Justin is doing, or how he would try to be like, oh, look how his numbers have gone down ever since. Oh, apparently all is the most important player on the team. It's like, really? How do you think Mahomes feels about his O-line? Where's Mahomes right now? Oh, that's right. And we're not going to hide behind the injury. We're not going to hide behind the injury. He was playing bad. They weren't good enough. They weren't winning. We're not going to hide behind the injury. We're not going to have revisionist history now. Like, oh, well, because I already see it now. 5 years from now, we'll be like, Patrick Mahomes missed the playoffs, but he did get injured that year. You know, he tore his ACL. And it's just like, no, we're not playing that game. We are not playing that game. We saw them go head-to-head when they were both back. We can throw out the week 1 game because that was a slight imbalance. Like at that point in time, Justin actually had just a straight-up better team. You know, and it was just like, okay, but they were both played each other late in the season, completely banged up. Everybody was banged up. And we could say, well, you know what? So was hurt his knee a little bit earlier, and so he was kind of lingering with it. And it's say Justin Herbert had surgery on his hand. Okay, their O-lines were wrecked. They're both getting lit up and beat up. I'd make the argument that Mahomes still had better weapons to work with, more experienced weapons to work with, and certainly a better offensive play caller. Justin Herbert was better. Justin Herbert was just simply better. Justin Herbert has proven to be able to do more with less than Mahomes has ever done. That is a fact. What Justin Herbert is accomplishing this season right now, we've never seen Patrick Mahomes do in 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. This is the first year that he has an opportunity to prove that he could do it. And he failed. He simply failed. And because of specific plays by him throwing interceptions against the Jags, throwing interceptions against the Broncos, like he failed. Not every moment, not saying that he's all the blame, but he failed. And if it was under normal circumstances with Mahomes and just the way how the conversations that we've had around him over the years, If they were just a little bit more normal and grounded like we had real human being conversations, I would not put as much blame on Mahomes. I'd like, yeah, what do you want him to do? The injuries and this, that, and the third. But it's like, you got to have this, overcorrection. You got to have this kind of, balancing factor here where it's just like, no, 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 no. You gave him all the praise and all the credit. You tried to make it up and say that he carried the team in 22, that he carried the team in 23, and it's like, that's not true. And if you're going to say that, though, that is true, it's like, well, then what happened this year? Well, the roster, well, you said the Mahomes can carry teams. Well, he won a Super Bowl in 2019. That has nothing to do with anything. To focus on here. Focus on the conversation at hand. Those are different conversations. We're not saying who won a Super Bowl in 2022 and 2019. That's not the conversation. It's what can you do with less? What can you do with a bad O-line? Justin Herbert has passed every single test in that regard. And when you give him a roster and some protection that's even remotely competent, he literally plays absolutely positively out of his mind. Out of his mind. We've seen the numbers, we've seen the seasons, we've seen the trajectory. So yeah, the conversations around Justin Herbert are quite insane. They really are. And going up against the Texans is going to be brutal with that defense. And winning playoff games is going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal because what's on the table is what we've seen Mahomes look like when the O-line was a mess. He got lit up and had the worst games of his career. Like, that's the difference. So just even making the playoffs is a genuine accomplishment. Just winning games is a genuine accomplishment and insanely impressive. But if he does even more than that, he starts winning these playoff games and gets to in just an AFC championship game, which again, a lot of this is arbitrary because it's like, who did you face to get there, right? Like, you could face the Super Bowl champion in the wild card round. And it's like, but he didn't even win a playoff game. It's like, yeah, well, you lost to the Super Bowl champion. It's like, what do you want them to do? It's like ripping the Packers for being unable to beat the Eagles in round one. It's like, well, the Eagles won the Super Bowl, so losing in the wild card round isn't the worst thing. It's a lot worse if you lose to a team and then they get smoked the next round. Then you're like, all right, it hits a little different. So the path, all the paths aren't always the same here. So I don't want to just put this arbitrary, like if they get to an AFC championship game, then that proves this. And it's like, even that is kind of silly in a lot of ways. But yeah, conversations around Justin Herbert never made sense to me. Never made sense. And it's funny because there is this Chiefs fan who I like. We battle a lot in the comment section. He's pretty respectful. He's clearly a Chiefs fan. His name is literally a Chiefs fan. And he's like, who? No one. I made a video talking about Herbert. He goes, no one doesn't like Justin Herbert. No one doubts Justin Herbert or acts like he's not good. And I go, what are you talking about? I was like, I read in the comment section all the time, and that's literally what Nick Wright does all the time. And he's like, well, if anyone believes that that's not, he's like, that's ridiculous. And I was like, it's a lot of Mahomes fans. And I'm like, good on you for not, clearly you're more of a Chiefs fan than a Mahomes fan. But that's where a lot of this has come from, is from the Mahomes fan base. From the Mahomes fan base. Why you want Super Bowls? Let me know when Justin Herbert ever had a roster as good as Patrick Mahomes has had. When he won a Super Bowl, let me know. Point out the year. You can't. You can make it up all you want. All you want. Let me know when Justin Herbert has had an elite roster and elite coaching staff on both sides of the ball. Let me know. Whereas Patrick Mahomes has had that like every single year. The one year that you could say maybe not was maybe 23 or 24, but yet his defense was through the roof, holding Lamar Jackson to 10 points in an AFC championship game. I'm telling you right now, if Justin Herbert's defense threw out, I will shave my head and shave my eyebrows. If Justin Herbert loses a playoff game where his defense holds the opposing team to only 10 points, but yet Justin Herbert still loses that game, I will shave my head and my eyebrows. I'm telling you right now, that is what I will do. I want to be very clear about that. This year, if Justin Herbert loses a playoff game where his defense holds the opposing team to only 10 points, but they still lose, I will shave my head, shave my eyebrows, shave my I will just be completely bare. Okay, that is what I will do. Okay, book it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.